everyone. How are you? Welcome to VO Journey Academy Live. My name is Anthony,
I'm Gabby.
and we are silly voice actors
Silly and
today,
stressed, but
and silly and stressed. Life is stressful.
oh my goodness,
Life is stressful
it really
and
is.
fun. And the crazy thing about it is that we as actors, we have to constantly be in tune with our emotions. So when life is stressed, I always made it funny. One of the hardest things to do was live through a stressful moment that's going on in your life and then come in and be a happy turtle. Or be like, I'm so thrilled to sell you this tube of toothpaste right now.
I love how philosophical you're getting about this because it's so true. It's so true. And we have
Ugh,
to know ourselves and know our triggers, but also experiencing the
exactly.
stress and the emotions gives us a wonderful opportunity to use them in our craft later.
Yes,
So,
yes, it
okay.
is. It is.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it is. It's Friday. Hey, Kat, it's good to have you. It's Friday, which is
Mhm.
Open Forum Friday. James, what's up from South Texas? Good to have you. So, an Open Forum Friday, we answer your questions. We open it up for lots of questions about anything. We've been
Mhm.
talking about your DAWs this week, DAWs. So, if you have questions on that, that's fine. Maybe you have questions on the business side of this. Maybe you have questions on acting, on anything, auditioning,
Yeah.
whatever it is you have questions on, we're here to answer them.
We've got
That's
2 Jameses, and they're
our
both
shtick.
from Texas.
Wow, James and James, both from you are right.
I love it.
So now James, the first James said South Texas.
Mhm. And
I will,
Austin
and
is east?
I think
No,
so. Oh no,
central.
yeah,
Central,
Central,
kind of.
right? Yeah.
Central hill country-ish area, yeah, kinda,
Ooh,
I don't know.
Michelle's from Indiana. Is that right?
Mhm, Indiana.
Wow. Where in Indiana,
Yeah.
Michelle? I lived in South Bend for a while.
Oh, that's a nice area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
familiar
I
with South Bend.
love Notre Dame. Is so beautiful.
Mm,
The college campus was so
yeah.
gorgeous there. Of course, that was I remember too. When Rudy came out, and it was it's so fine. Um. Anyways,
Silly, silly, silly.
as people are coming in, and remember, this
Mhm.
is like I said, open forum Friday, so please post questions, anything for us. But we had been talking about DAWs, and I think that we had San Antonio, cool. Um, we had discussed this week about the varying ones, the cost,
Mhm.
the use of them,
Mhm.
what the importance. I think yesterday we were getting into a little bit about the processing, and we talked about also punch and roll.
Yeah.
So I think one of the at least just the points to be made as well is that you're a Nomad VO student. I love it. Oh, cool. Meaning like, do you mean like you are traveling? I had a voice actor once be a part of VOJ Academy. They had taken a bus and they gutted the inside of the bus, the school bus, and they
Yes.
had built out an entire like well, it was their home, but they also built a
Mhm.
studio
Yeah.
in their bus so they could like travel. They just traveled around, and then they did. I had also another person do that from like their van.
Digital nomads, I love it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. What's up, Q Fuzzle? I love that name, Q Fuzzle. That's
I
good stuff.
think
Um,
something that's really important about uh DAWs that doesn't get enough attention is the understanding that they're just a representation. Like what you see on your screen is not the audio, right? It's just a digital rendering
right.
of the sound, and it's
Yes.
meant to provide us with a digital cue.
Mm-hmm.
And so, something I find myself really trying to instill in people a lot is you still have to edit with your ears.
Oh yeah.
You cannot trust any DAW, regardless of, how much you spent on it, um, to give you a totally precise, right? What is that?
Sorry, I was listening to you. Michelle had asked about marking up her script,
Oh.
And I had this was a big thing for like audiobooks, but in general, like
Mm.
marking up audiobook scripts. And she wanted to use her iPad for this purpose. Do you have any recommendations on program software to help that? So I was holding it up because yes, I also wanted to find a way to actually connect to my computer, right? So I could mark because I
Oh.
don't have my computer itself is not touchscreen, although they do make some touchscreen computers,
Yep.
right? But so I got the Apple, like to the Apple Pen, right? And I did all that. Yeah, so you can there is programs out there. There's Scribble is one of them. There's a variety of them. I don't know all of them off the top of my head, but I love the idea of this, and I did it. And whenever I had a long script, it was great. I found that for me, as my time got more and more pressed, I'll be honest with you, got harder and harder to do more of this uh, um, so I did less of the actual marking of the script. But I love it. I love the idea. Also, it helped me, Gabby. I wanted to use this to for presentations for VOJ, so I could actually do it with
Mm.
a pen instead of my mouse and everything, and I
Yeah.
could connect and so yeah. So there's lots of fun things, especially nowadays. There's ways that you can actually they have full drawing pads and
It's awesome. I
it's
have a
insane.
laptop that flips into a tablet, and
Yes, yeah,
it's
well, right.
touchscreen, and you can draw on it, and yeah, so it's great for stuff like that too.
Yeah, so I definitely think there's a lot of options out there, and but I love it, especially if you are using your iPad to use to narrate too.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Then that works good. These are pricey. I mean, I'm assuming I mean, like I think this was over $100, and but
But for
yeah,
a tool you're gonna use all the time,
it is,
it's
it
worth it.
is, it's worth
Yeah.
it. It is
Yeah.
absolutely worth it. Okay, let's see. James says, "Is there a formula to
Ooh.
quote the completion of an audiobook, 10,000 words in a week?" Oh, the formulas. Yes.
Mhm.
So, I can give you the formulas. So, what I like to do, so as you know, VO Journey Academy, right? We own, sponsor, all that jazz Academy Voices, right? It's part of VO Journey Academy. And so it's all audiobooks. So this is how we do ours. I'm gonna give it to you. So you first off, 10,000 words. I always it's 9,300 words is the industry accepted amount of words for a finished hour. But that was because that's what ACX said. But I like to upgrade it to 10,000 words per finished hour just because it's easier to do the math, meaning like that's 1 hour. So what I offer usually is one finished hour for every 3 to 4 days. Now, could you do way more? Yes. But that's what I typically do for our narrators. So I say one finished hour in 3 days to 4 days, depending on how long the book is.
Hmm.
Okay. So, meaning that in 3 days, 3 business days, right? Although most of us work heavily on the weekend because of our jobs, but three
Yeah.
days you should be able to finish one finished hour. That's recording and narrating. It should take you, after you do this for a little bit, it should take you about 2 hours to finish 1 hour of recording.
Mhm.
Okay. And then it should take you another 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to edit that. Okay, I mean, listening all the way. If you're doing it all yourself, listening all the way, if you're not using like Positron, you're not
Mhm.
using another edit. If you listen all the way through it for your mistakes, also you're taking out any stray breaths, noises, any of that stuff, right? That should take you, typically 4 to 6 hours per finished hour
Hmm.
for an audiobook. All right, so that's why I usually do 3 to 4 days per finished hour. And that's how you can measure out how long a book can take you. So a book is 50,000 words, right? We say that's 5 hours. Now, because I know it's 9,300 words, I might say, okay, that's, you know, like 5.5 hours or something. But basically, I would do like, right, if you do, even if 5 hours, that's 15 days. So I might say, okay, so I'll give another. So I'll be like, all right, well, I'll do it in 18 days.
Hmm.
Or I might round it up to 2 weeks or 21 days, 3 weeks.
Hmm.
3 weeks time for 5 hour book. That way, also, this allows you to put things in the queue, right? Because I always say, if in a perfect world, I'd have my whole year work planned out for my whole year. And a lot of authors are okay with that.
Hmm.
You'll be like, and they love people who are in demand, right? So you say, okay, I've got 2 books ahead of you. so I can have this done in 90 days.
Hmm.
All right. And I'd be like, okay. I mean, they're writers. They take forever anyway, so they get it. So there's just something that you can do that helps you speak about your schedule in a manner in which is understandable to people. So I hope that helps, James.
What is the typical expectation of the turnaround for a book, Anthony?
Um, Great question because it changes depending on who's hiring you and what their
Mm,
rules are. So let's say for example you someone like Sean Pratt or these guys who are Scott Brick, right? They'll pay them to go into a studio for
mm,
8 to 10 hours a day,
yeah,
and they're pumping out hours and hours of finished work a day,
right.
right? So I learned from Sean what he would do is he would do 2 hours of recording in the morning to
Hmm.
do one finished hour, and
Okay.
2 hours recording in the afternoon for one finished hour.
Okay.
So he was able to complete 2 hours of recording in one day, but he was not editing his work or proofing it.
Right.
Other people were. And quite honestly, you should begin to build that into the costs of what you're doing, right? But
Sure.
in reality is if you think about it, we all have deadlines. So, I added 3 days to it because I needed to make sure that if I did some with a 5 hour book, it wasn't taking 2 months, right? It should be done in a couple weeks or less.
Mm,
It really, because technically you should be able to get 5 hours done in a week or less. I
right.
mean,
Right.
you should be able to get it done a lot faster, but we try to be understanding because not everybody is doing this full time, so but yes, but the typical turnaround for a larger company, they'll give you kind of just what I said. They'll have a formula like that, whether it's 2 days, 3 days, because remember they're going to edit. A lot of places will also edit.
Hmm.
The bigger places, they'll say your job is to send us the raw audio, we'll put it all the way through,
Right.
send you a punch list, you do the punch list, and then we'll edit and do everything, but you got to get it done in XYZ. So with that, the expectation is the time goes down, because if all you have to do is record it, it
That
should
makes
be
sense.
less, it should be half or less than it
That
should
makes
take you
sense.
fully,
Yeah.
right?
See, that's a whole different animal to me because I'm used to such tight deadlines and things with commercials and it's fast, 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 fast.
Yes.
So to me to have even the thought of a project where I'm saying, well, I could get it done in about a month. I'm like, what? Yeah.
Well, when you did the audiobook for
With
us,
Cthulhu. Yeah, I know.
right? I mean, you worked your butt off for that, but I mean, it's a big book. It took you a
It
while.
wasn't that bad. It took me a while because I had a delay in the start. Once I actually got
Uh,
going, it was pretty quick. Yeah.
and again, I can't say it enough. That's one of my favorite projects we've done. Gabby did such an amazing
Oh,
job with that narrative. You really should be. You really should do. I know it's time. It's always
I
time, really,
might.
but you're a
Okay, I could be
fantastic
talked into
narrator.
another book.
Really, you're really good. We'll have to find something that you're interested in. All right. Let's see.
Veronica.
Veronica says, "Hi, Gabby and Anthony. Where would you advise to find commercial work besides pay-to-play sites?" Woo, Gabby. Why don't
Hmm.
you?
We
That's a
talk
whole
about this.
week.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot.
Mm-hmm. And
Your
you teach classes on this in the
oh yeah,
academy.
oh yeah. Your biggest buyers for commercials are always going to be in the creative industries. So it's going to be a combination of ad agencies and creative production houses, basically studios that complete the creative product. Those two are really where I would say 75% of most work comes from in one way, shape, form, or another.
Mm,
There's a small percentage, especially on the high end, on the union side, that comes from casting directors, obviously from, talent agents, and then some, not a lot, but some commercial work will come directly from a company's marketing department, and it'll be direct. They don't have a creative team in the middle. But
absolutely.
basically, find the creative team and you have found the commercial work.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
I've heard you talk about you put together like putting together even, how you're going to present
Oh, yeah.
yourself to them, your work to them,
Mm-hmm.
how to contact them and everything and
For
go do that.
sure.
Yeah.
It really is its own industry. I mean, sometimes I see talent who, they've had really great success in, like, let's say, the corporate side of things. And I'll look at their presentation and I'll go, "Hey, look, this is fantastic for corporate, but this is not going to speak the language of the creative buyers. They're totally different in terms of their expectations, their wants, how they want to see you, and so sometimes we have to really modify our presentation to get the attention of the right people.
Mm.
It's yeah, it's all in the packaging, like
Oh
anything
yeah.
else. Somebody sent me this really cool video the other day that was a guy who took a Snickers bar and he digitally redesigned the packaging for a Snickers bar for 5 different audiences to show and to illustrate how easy it is to take a product that everybody knows and basically make it appealing to a completely different crowd without changing what's inside the packaging. And it was kind of brilliant. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It was a really, really cool video. Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Great.
neat.
Yeah, great question. Great question. And
Yeah.
I do think that goes to, gosh, I mean, marketing and the how you advertise, then how you sell, the
Mm-hmm.
difference between that. We have a couple people in BOJ right now. I'm thinking one particular, who's worked very hard, and he continues to work very hard on trying to repackage himself, or his outward facing things like his
Mm.
website, how that's presented, because a lot of times people don't realize when when you go to someone and say, hey, I'd like you to consider me
Yeah.
when you have work, you know what I mean, what's, they're going to start to eventually do some homework on you,
Oh, sure.
and that's where your presentation comes in. But if they, so it's interesting because I think a lot of us don't think about what, who's been your coaches, where have you trained, what other work have you done, and if you haven't done any work, that's fine too, but you just
Mm-hmm.
have to realize that that's all a part of the equation throughout this. How does your website look? How do your pictures look?
Mm-hmm.
It's always eye-opening to me. And we did it, it wasn't this week, it was last week. We were talking about, I remember mentioning, I can't remember what was our context, but it was, remember, people have to type into the computer first
Mm.
keywords of what they're searching.
Oh, we were talking about pay to plays. Yeah.
Yes, well, yes,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Pay to play. So when you might come up in that search, then they have to look
Yeah.
and see your picture and some of the words that you've written down that are, part of that little snippet that they put up, and then they decide to click on you to listen to you. They might even read a little bit more before they even listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that's part of your presentation as well. And then I know there's specific presentations that you teach about, like how to go to them with something, but I think that that's all a part of it. Um,
Everything you do, right? Every part of your marketing,
mhm.
every email, every social post, it tells a story. And that story has to come back to your core mission and your core brand. And yes, your demos have to be in line with that. Your website has to be in line with that. Like, it all has to work very cohesively. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Veronica, so it's best to have a great demo and a website.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You
Again, I
can't.
think that it's important to note that, if you are just starting out, understanding where you are in the process
Yeah,
and that's right for you, how much of a budget you're working with at that moment. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to see you is blow a whole bunch of money on the wrong thing at that moment.
for sure.
And that's because we none of us have an unlimited budget, so you know well, that
Wouldn't
would
that be nice?
wouldn't that be nice.
Yeah.
I'm working on that tree in the backyard, that money tree. It just keeps growing weeds for some
Damn.
reason, man. Then
Dang
I gotta spend money to get rid of the weeds.
it.
But anyways, so I think, that's an important thing. But as always, yes, absolutely, your demos, they make such a big difference. And if you start any sort of, we had a question. Maybe we could talk about. We already talked about this, but we can go back into it. Is the casting side of things,
Oh yeah.
because I think that it's easy to hear the more you listen to. And I suggest, Veronica, it's a good idea to just go and listen to other people's stuff, like a bunch of demos. You could hear, you can begin to hear people who you could tell have really worked hard to have a professional sound, and
Mm,
a sound to like a up to date, something that as opposed to other people who tried probably hard for what they had, or maybe not, and or just kind of it's kind of halfway there. Oh, they're not quite ready yet. Or you can also tell with some of the performances.
mm-hmm.
I mean, and that comes across. And you're never going to get that feedback from the people who are doing it at the moment because they don't have time.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
do we have a okay? Good morning from Rochester, Minnesota. I was looking for a stream deck for programming with my DAW. Have you guys used one? Okay, so I have to tell you, Tracy, it was years ago, and I wanted, because I was doing lives, we do lives, but I was doing lives every day, and I thought, oh, it would be so cool to have a stream deck, and everybody has them, and I was like, okay, and I almost got one, but I was like, I didn't, just because I wasn't doing that much. So I would say, Tracy, if you really are gonna do like a lot of streaming, and the stream deck would be great. Do I know which one's the best? No. Oh, you were saying use it for a DAW. Um, do
That's
you need a stream deck for it? You know what a stream deck is, right, Gabby?
I mean I'm on one right now.
Oh,
Technically,
you're using a stream
yeah,
deck?
yeah. So
What do
I'm
you use?
using
What do you?
Streamer X by Rode.
Hmm,
Yeah, Rode's Streamer X is how I have my
the
entire
Rode
video
one.
set up.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But that's only in my video studio. It's not, so far as I know, it's not possible to use it as a DAW. It's a completely different thing.
I think they're saying with their DAW. So
With
like using it. I see. So I just use the keyboard shortcuts. I would assume that's what you would
mm,
want to use it for,
hmm.
you because your keyboard then acts as almost like the streaming deck would with your DAW. I'm not
Or are
quite.
you using the deck in replace of an interface?
I'm so confused. And of course, why is my stupid camera not working? I need a
Hmm.
stream deck for my camera. That's what. Something.
I feel like
Uh,
it's a yeah, that's an interesting,
yeah, I'm not quite
you know.
sure. Yeah, I don't know what you would use. Oh, there we go.
Mm.
Right back. What is a stream? Oh, Kat said, what is a
Stream
stream
decks
deck?
are basically like it's a more advanced version of an interface because it integrates audio and video. And so it lets you hook up like a really good camera and your mic, and it allows for live streams and things like what
And
we're
then you can
doing right
add, like,
now.
it allows you to
Hmm. Oh my God,
save,
like
like,
mine has built-in sound effects.
right,
I can
right. You could they
control.
get pretty fancy, like a
Yeah.
lot of, like, you see a lot of people, like, if you look at some streams, you're like, how do they do all of that stuff? How do they have words that pop up over here? How do they have music that's over here? How do
Yeah.
they do all that stuff? A lot of that's from Stream Deck.
Yep. You can do a lot with them if you program them right, but
So it's a piece of hardware, Cat. It's a piece of hardware, like a bot. Like it's often like a box that sits on your desk. It's got buttons and variety of things. They come in
it's
different ways.
it's like a new school mixing board, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I equate stream decks with video, not audio.
Mm,
Yeah, they're two different animals as far
mm-hmm.
as I'm concerned.
Mm.
Yeah. All
Good
right.
question.
I
All
think that
right. Well,
I think that
hey,
does it for us.
yeah, good deal, you guys. Well, I hope you had a wonderful week. We
Mm,
will be back
we will.
next week, and we'll have to. It may be a surprise of what we're going to talk about. Ooh.
I know what the surprise is.
Do you know what the surprise is?
I do, but I'm not
Oh,
gonna say anything.
okay. Just not gonna say anything. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend.
All right, guys.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.